Welcome back to the Compressor Guru. Folks, today's episode is a little different. You see, the guru went out on the road and did his own camera work, so it's not going to be the same as you're used to with me. There's not going to be any jokes. It's just going to be straightforward, folks, but it's a pretty exciting episode. He didn't even take the electric guru with him. However, we think you're really going to enjoy this episode. And I want to let you know, you should not forget that we have this contest going on for the painting of the tanks. In the description box below, you will find a link to the video that tells you about our contest, which is so exciting. There's also going to be a link there, information to contact Mark, who is in our video, is also in the description below. And now, here's the solo all by myself compressor guru. Here you go, folks. Have a great day.
Thank you, camera wife. This is Mark Stevens. Mark, why don't you tell us what your business name is or isn't, and if you want people to call on you.
Yeah, take calls all the time. Help a lot of people out. It's hard to find anybody that works on compressors and mud oil those, and also phase converters. But my business name is Stevens Repair. My name is Mark Stevens, and I've been doing phase converters and air compressors for 30, 35 years as a side, more of a side hustle for, I always had a full-time job too, plus another job, so always busy.
Yeah, there's not many of us out there that do this work.
So
I don't do this work. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, the electric guru couldn't be here today. But you're going to give us a cursory explanation of what these boxes are. So, this box here is a
Control panel for a rotary phase converter.
okay, and a rotary phase converter is essentially a used well, you sell used motors because they work better, but we're talking about a motor.
Yeah, idler motor, which is a regular three-phase electric motor, and a control panel. And you put the two together, you run your 220 single phase into this, which gives you two phases of your three, and then through this control panel and capacitors and contactors, you then are able to use that idler motor to generate the third leg of your phase converter to make a fairly clean electricity and 95% efficient. So you're only losing 5% of your horsepower and 5% of your electricity. So they work very well with almost everything.
So this is a 10 horsepower motor, and this goes on that 10 horsepower motor. So you can run a 10 horsepower motor off a 10 horsepower motor.
No, only a 5 horse.
Okay.
Has to be twice the size of what you're running.
Okay. So when you sell a 10 horsepower motor, it's meant for a 5 horsepower, 3-phase machine. Now, we talked a little bit before we started filming, but here's a question I didn't ask. Say I have a 460 3-phase 5 horsepower motor. Can you generate the third leg of the 460 power?
No.
So this is 208, 220 only.
Yeah, 220, 240 volt only.
Okay.
And if you have a motor that is only 460, and then you make 575, there's 600s out there too.
Right.
Then you either have to do one of two things, either just change that motor out, because 3-phase motors are fairly cheap, to a 240 motor, or you'd have to get a transformer.
Right.
And you could transform 240 up to 460.
Okay. But in any event, when you go buy, and I deal a lot with this, when you buy the compressor at an auction and you see a great deal on a 5-horse compressor, guys buy it. And it's a 3-phase 220 compressor, and they get it home I don't have three-phase power. And that's when I get the phone call. How much for a motor? How much for a starter? And then they got to take it all apart, put it back together, and wire it. And this is the solution. Now, there's still some wiring involved, but it does not. It simplifies it. And you have an advantage with this. How many 5-horsepower compressors can you run with this? Or how many 5-horsepower motors can you run with this?
You could run 3 5-horsepower compressors with this.
But it's only a 10-horse.
It's only a 10 horse, but you could run up 15 and maybe 20 horsepower, depending what you're doing, or other machines that add up to 15, 20 horsepower. 20 horsepower might be pushing a little bit, but it'll do 15 for sure. And the biggest problem with one of these is startup. When you start up a motor, the average 5-horsepower single-phase motor, you'll pull 120 amps for half a second, and then it comes right down to 20 amps,
24, whatever.
And so that's the problem, is that startup part of it, and that's what you need the bigger motor for.
But running multiple machines, there is another issue too. You can't turn them all on at once. You've got to turn them on separately.
Correct.
But you can run 3 machines if you turn them on separately.
Yes.
And if they're an automatic machine like compressors are, you got to stagger those pressure switches or have some sort of electronic delay built into them.
Correct.
Okay. Do you want to, now, with rotary inverters, there's a couple ways to set them up. One company I know of actually runs a pony motor and runs the extra motor, the 10 horsepower. They run it with a 1 horsepower and give it a spin, and then once it's up and running, the power goes off to the pony motor. And you don't need a pony motor. Do you want to explain why it works without a pony motor using your product?
Basically, a 5-horsepower motor, like on air compressor, I don't know if you got a shot of that, but
I will.
It's a 5-horsepower motor, and it's got capacitors on the top. That's what that little box is. And they use that to kickstart the motor to get it spinning.
And these are the capacitors in here.
Yeah. And this is basically what I'm doing too, is I'm using these capacitors just for a short period of time, just like those. You have a start circuit in a motor and you have a regular circuit in a motor. And 3-phase doesn't have a start circuit, so you just use a bunch of capacitors and it kicks it going and fires right up just like a single phase does. So basically you're coming in with 2 lines of single phase 220, hooking it into these 2 contactors.
And they're marked L1 and L2
That's your
here.
line 1 and line 2. And then your 3-phase is on C, A, and B, these 3 over here. And those run to your motor, and they also run to your machine. So that's all the way, and then you got to carry ground through everything. Any metal's got to be grounded. So the box has to be, the motor has to be, your machine does, anything that's metal has to be grounded. And that's all there is. 2 wires in, 3 wires out, plus a ground. And flick the switch, 0.3 of a second, the motor's running, the idler motor's running, and you can go over and start your machine up. And you'll be running, and it works just like 3-phase that you get from the power company.
And you say it's clean, 90% efficient?
Yeah, it's 95% clean and efficient.
95% clean and efficient. That's cool. Now, when you say clean, are we talking about the sine wave, the three legs to a sine wave? When you're okay, so you're generating a third wave on a third out of phase.
Yeah, with the idler motor. That's all that motor does, is make 1 phase of the power.
Right.
And then these capacitors, these black ones are start capacitors, and these silver ones are run capacitors. So the silver ones are run all the time that the idler motor does. And if you looked at a sine wave, a normal sine wave would look like a wave.
Right.
It'd be nice and smooth. Well, if you just ran a motor like I'm doing it without capacitors, your sine wave would be squared off and it wouldn't be efficient.
Okay.
So what these capacitors do, they kind of round those corners off. So it's not a perfect arc wave like you get on a regular three-phase power, but it's pretty close to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's closer than most generators are.
Oh, okay.
So that's how good of a sine wave comes off of it.
And you sell a used motor with your product.
Yes.
Why do you sell a used motor instead of going to a brand new motor?
A couple of reasons. One is cost. They're usually cheaper. And I go through the motors and I test insulation value on them. I test, for bearings and everything, and have very little problems with motors. Once in a while a bearing, and old motors have copper in them and have more copper in them than new motors. A lot of new motors don't have any copper in them. So the more copper in them, the better they work, the more efficient they are, the more power they have. So they work better. I've been making these 35 years and never had a motor come back.
I really wish the electric guru was here because he'd get the weeds on all this. I can't. So, the electric guru is moving today. He's back in his motorhome and on the road. Can you explain anything else that I haven't asked?
Really, they're fairly simple. They look complicated, and they are to a point. I've had people buy these and knock a couple of wires off, and they just put them back wherever they want.
Oh, that don't work.
That doesn't work. Then things start smoking and popping, and it's not good. But when I sell them, I leave you my phone number, and if you have any problem with them, just give me a call. Usually 99% of the time, you can take a picture of it, send it to me, and I can tell you what you did wrong or what is wrong, because we test.
So you do what I do when my customers call me from all over the country, and a lot of times it's send me a picture, So, okay, this is cool. I'm so glad we got hooked up together. Mark just bought a refrigerated dryer off us, and he's been buying Quincy parts off us. We're going to take a walk through the shop here with the camera. He's got a good QR 325 Quincy for his shop compressor. He's got looks like a 310 there being worked on. He's got a couple 325s on the floor. You got more 325s here than I do right now.
I got more in the back.
Do you? Mark, your information is in the description of this video. If you want to talk to Mark, see that information. And we thank you. This has been educational. We might make another trip out here depending on the comments in this video. We might make another trip out here with Mark's permission and get back into the weeds with him, with the electric guru, and him and me. God bless. Have a great day. Thank you. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Tell Mark what you think, good or bad. We like criticism as long as it's nice criticism. We like criticism because we don't grow unless we find out good information we can grow from. God bless. Have a great day.